Yo guys, what is going on? I'm my godly kids Gavo, and welcome to another video. This one's gonna be a bit of a sad kind of topic, but it genuinely is one of the main reasons why I left my old school. At the moment, you know, we're 2 weeks into the current semester, and I am not enrolled into any school specifically as of the moment. However, I will be, you know, hopefully in a couple of weeks enrolled into a private school. I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but to be honest, this is literally the main reason why I left my old school. And I just want people to understand, you know, what I was going through and everything that kind of happened. So firstly, this isn't the main reason, right? There was just a bunch of main reasons, like, you know, little tiny tidbits of certain actions that, you know, certain people, you know, had towards me or caused me to kind of look down at the school and be like, is this really what it is? You know? Like, you know those places where it looks like amazing from the outside, you know, it looks like the best place, you know, it looks like the best people go there, and then you actually like join or you go into it and it's like, this is not what I saw from the outside. Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but that's basically what happened. This is the main reason. This is like, after this happened, I just left. I'd never returned, honestly, and I don't really expect, you know, people to agree with me here. And obviously, before I get into this, I just want to say that I am the type of person to like say and do stupid things all the time, especially right from years 7 to 9. Like, I was just constantly every day saying stupid, you know, very retarded and just general stupid things, right? I was constantly talking about stuff that you shouldn't be talking about. I was constantly, you know, swearing and saying things at the wrong moment. And it's not like, oh, it's everyone does that. No, literally, it was just me. I was the type of person to like, I'd get into a conversation with you and then, you know, we were having a nice conversation and all of a sudden, you know, I was the type of person to kind of just mention something that you just didn't want to talk about, you know? Like, I was like, at one point this teacher came up to me and she was like, oh, you're doing your work? And I turned around to her and I was like, yeah, miss, I'm just trying to figure out how babies are made. Like, and it wasn't genuinely just a joke. It was just like, I was genuinely curious about how, you know, babies were made at that point. And so yeah, this really, you know, is important information for, you know, what's coming up. But pretty much it was a Friday. I was doing VCal. Oh, one more thing. At my school there were 2 basic courses for each student, which is VCal and VCE. VCal is basically just for really stupid people, and I'm sorry, you know, I mean, of course, in my class specifically, I felt like we were the smartest average class overall. Like, we genuinely just had the highest IQ over all the other VCal classes, and obviously it's something that I made up because genuinely I saw the people in the other classes and they weren't as, I guess, intellectually capable as the majority of the people in my class, and so that was weird, right? Like, and there were so many people in my class specifically, VCal, who just, I felt like didn't belong there, you know, like they should have been in VCE, if that makes sense. They were in VCal for some reason, and I just want that to be known because I don't mean any disrespect to anyone in my year 11 class. Like, it was a very fun class, I guess, and you know, the people in it were very intelligent. I can't say you know, the same for the rest of VCal overall, because, you know, a lot of people weren't the brightest, you know, people. But yeah, VCA in itself is just a very steep learning curve, and it's just constantly just hitting you like study, you know, and you constantly just have to be focused on school. That's basically what VCE is. And don't get me wrong, I definitely have not shown myself to be capable of doing VCE, but I definitely feel as if like I could if I really wanted to, right? During year 7, 8, 9, and 10, year 11, at the end of the, that's where this happened, by the way, I didn't really focus, you know? I was the type of person where I feel as if like I'm smart, like, and I know I'm boosting my own ego here, to be honest, but I felt as if like I was smart, but I just didn't really show it, if that makes sense. Like, in school, whenever we would be handed work, like, literally I would just be like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? What, you know, that's basically me. And it's not just like an excuse, you know. Oh, a lot of people say that you know, their kids, oh, the work is too easy, so that's why they're failing. No, dude, the work isn't too easy. Your kid's just dumb as fuck, dude. But me personally, I feel as if like I just genuinely just did not want to do the work, you know. And it's something that I'm not even afraid to admit, you know. I'd be handed, you know, assessment after assessment after assessment, and I wasn't, you know, mentally capable of completing the work. And it wasn't that I was stupid, it was just the fact that my brain wasn't able to focus on things that I just wasn't interested in, you know. And that's why I didn't really get to good grades up until year 11. But anyway, at the end of year 11, it was a Friday, we're in VCal class, English specifically, and we were doing a test. I finished close to an hour before the entire class finished, which, you know, happened a lot, to be honest. Obviously I got good marks on the test, but I didn't get, you know, the best marks or anything. I just genuinely rushed through it because it was boring, and I knew that if I went slow and took my time, even though I could probably get a higher grade, it just didn't interest me in completing the test. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just rush through it. And at the end of the test, it was like an hour until the end of the class, you know, everyone was still completing their tests, and I decided to write a bunch of information, you know, just on the text. Not information, just drawings at this point, but I was writing, you know, words, you know, stories, just little kind of, like, the essay, overall, the assessment, which had an essay at the end, I wrote close to 100 words, right? But on the back of the entire paper, I had like an entire page full of a story that I made up in class, you know? And it was just, it was about some guy, like, who jumped off buildings and, like, saved people. It's just not important, to be honest. But on the front of the page, I had the words, can I please get an A for this test? That's it. Can I please get an A for this test? That's all I wrote. So the bell goes, an hour later, I'm genuinely just bored out of my brain at this point. So I leave, you know, I go get my bag, and then I begin heading home. I have to catch the bus today, so, I mean, it's not important, you know, the weekend goes along. Very fun weekend that weekend, actually. I remember I went to a party, Friday night, and then Saturday night I slept over at my friend's house. And then, believe it or not, I got called into school Monday. I didn't get called into school, I worked up at school, and I was called into the office. Who knows why? I went to the office, but genuinely I had no clue why I was in the office. There was no pre-warning as to why I was there, but I was called into the office, right? So I got there, and I'm sitting outside. The teachers are just talking about something. I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, but they're right in front of me, you know, whispering to the point where I cannot hear what they're saying, but I'm trying to hear them. Can I hear that Anthony, you know, misbehaved? That's all, you know? They were talking for like 10 minutes, and those were the only 2 words they got, right? The teachers, you know, come back half an hour later. I'm just sitting there the entire time on this couch, on this red spotted, you know, couch. It's very uncomfortable, by the way. It's like sitting on spikes. In fact, I'd rather be sitting on spikes than this couch, just because of how uncomfortable it was. Teachers come back and they show me a piece of paper. My test. My assessment from Friday night. I'm like, what is that? What is that? Like, why are you showing me this? You know? And she's like, well, do you know why I'm showing you this? And I'm like, no, I don't know why I'm here. And she's like, well, let's look at this together. So she pulls me into the office room, and immediately she gets me to sit down. And I'm like, okay, I'll sit down. Finally something comfortable, right? Nope, exact same couch, just in the form of a chair. Sit down, very uncomfortable again. The teacher, she throws the paper on the desk in front of me. Genuinely, she's mad. She looks really angry. And I'm wondering, like, why are you angry? What could I have done? And she turns around the paper to the front side, and she shows me, please give me an A, please. It was circled in red, and the teacher was like, did you write this? And I'm like, yeah, I wrote that. Like, what? And then she's like, well, the school here, they don't accept bribes. And I'm like, what? The school doesn't accept bribes. It wasn't a bribe, you know, I finished this test earlier, I was bored, I was just doodling around, like, that's it. And then she's like, I don't care what it is, this is a bribe. I'm like, what? That's not a bribe. What are you talking about? And then she's like, I want you to go say sorry to the teachers for what you've done. And I'm like, I have moral principles. I'm not gonna go and apologize, firstly, for something that you shouldn't even be getting offended over, you know, let alone calling it something that it just blatantly isn't. It is not a bribe, because I had no intention of actually receiving an A for a test that I literally didn't even try on. Like, this is blatant lying. This is literally blatant lying. And the teacher looks at me, you know, and she looks at me and she's like, why won't you just apologize? And I'm like, I won't apologize because you're lying to me. Why would I apologize for something that I didn't do? At the end of the day, I just didn't want to apologize because it would not be genuine. Like, if I apologize and it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not really sorry. Why would I be sorry for that shit? Like, imagine someone kicking you and asking you to say sorry, and you say sorry. Like, you're not really sorry, are you? Are you? Because I know I wouldn't be. I don't want to go and apologize when it was not blatantly going to be genuine. So yeah, that's what happened. I went home and I never returned again. It was like term 4, you know, 4 weeks until the end of the semester, and I didn't go back because this shit literally made me so angry that, you know, like, and keep in mind, I got suspended for not wanting to apologize. I got suspended for 5 days. I just want people to know that. Yeah, that's what happened. Really, really stupid. Anyway, see you later.